When I first learned Kung Fu and Tai Chi, it was an interesting process because I had to learn how to create flow and connection within my body, mindfulness, and it was moving against the programming that said my body was separate and that my mind needed to be full and I needed to figure it out. So what happened is that I had to move against one thing in order to learn another. I had to learn how to connect in order to only way to do that was to move against separation. So as we learn to move in the direction of connection, which I'm sure most of you have learned something in your life as far as connection, whether if it's sports or whether if it's music or dance, there's this feeling of learning how to connect and how to flow. We have to let go of the idea that we can't. We have to let go of the idea of separation. We have to let go of the idea of failure. Sometimes we have to move through that in order to find the success in our life. But in reality, they're on two different sides because you can move towards failure and you'll never get to success. So it feels like, oh, I got through failure and now I succeeded. That's not true. What happened is you went into failure so many times that you finally decided to move into success because they're on two different ends. Just like the part of me that has a separate body that seems to be pushing against each other is completely different than the part of me that has a body that flows and moves seamlessly together. How can they not be two different aspects of the same thing? Just like heads and tails. Failure and success is heads and tails of the same quarter, not failure turns into success. So this idea that I can move into darkness to get to the light, or I need to surpass through failure in order to get to success is simply not true. And this is what keeps us stuck more than anything else, is the belief that going in this direction will get us in this direction. If I could just figure out my problem, I can find the solution. If I can just find out what to do here, then it'll come to me. It's this idea of moving this direction in order to get to this direction. Does everybody see that? You can't do that. Whenever you learn something, and you feel like you're failing, feel like you're not getting it, what you're doing is learning to move in this direction enough to finally let go of it. So that way you can start moving in another direction. Separations on one side, connections on the other side. They're not together. So why do I say this? Because just like Kung Fu and Tai Chi, as soon as I embraced connection, as soon as I relaxed and started listening and correcting as I went through, instead of pushing against myself and saying, why can't I get it? That's when things started flowing. And we have a journey, each one of us. And that journey is simple. It's a journey back to love, back to the heart, heart-centered living, back to our source and back to our divine nature. And that nature is connection, not separation. It is love, not fear. And it is allowing, not resisting, and positive and not negative. And it is inclusion and not exclusion. Do you see? And the more we understand they are two different ones, that's the idea of really, really being decisive about which direction you're going to move in. And every single person that learns anything and becomes a master of it has to go through the idea of failure and not getting it. But the illusion is that it looks like I went through failure, I learned, and then I became better and better and better and better, and that it was all one path. And that's not true. And it's time for us to wake up and recognize that. Because we believe through these paths that we're going and failing and learning and dropping, that we're becoming better and better and better and learning more about who we are. And it's not true. They're in two different directions. And for those of you that are having a hard time waking up, so to speak, or maybe staying positive or keeping that vibration up, this is the culprit. Because all it is that defining time. I call it the line of demarcation. Right then and there, when you feel the feeling of failure, or you feel the feeling of something pushing against you, or you're feeling negative emotion in any way, to simply say, I'm not going to get there from here. I cannot continue moving in this direction and get to where I want to be. I have to make a decision right now to move in another direction. I call it flip the quarter because they're not on the same side. You cannot get to connection from separation, and you can't get to love from fear. It's a decision. It's a decision. And when we hear the idea, well, I can learn from it. Yes, you can learn from failure that you can't fail, but you will move in the other direction. And you can learn through darkness and through fear that it's not real by moving in the direction of truth. But they are on two different ends of the stick, so to speak, just like wanted and unwanted. They are not together. And this is what keeps us stuck. Believing that moving through one, the ego mind, that idea of separation, believes if you could just go here, you'll get connected. I'm separate now, but I'm going to go find something to connect to me. It's not true. I'm poor now, but I'm going to go find some money in order to feel rich and abundant. That's not true. I'm not feeling good, but I'm going to go get well so I can feel better. That's not true. Flip the quarter. That's the key. And how do you do that? Once again, by recognizing and aligning with that line. I call it that line of demarcation. Everybody knows it. It's when you feel it for the first time and you say, this doesn't feel good. My mind is active. It's pushing against me. I'm angry with that person. This doesn't feel good. I feel like there's a problem. That's one way. I got pain in the body. That's another way. I got things not working out in my life. And you'll feel immediately that programming that we've all inherited over long, long periods of time. I got to figure it out. I got to go find the solution. I got to go get this outside of me. I got to go do this. And that's what keeps us stuck. What if? The what if keeps us stuck. The fearful future. And now I got to go find something so I can stop it from happening. I got to go find something outside of me. I got to go make something happen so that way this fearful future doesn't happen. I don't want it to happen. Can I assure you that from that direction, it will continue and continue and continue. And that's a whole nother future. That fearful future that you believe, if you move in the direction, it will happen. And sometimes it does. And we say, I knew it. But there's two futures. You see? Because from this point, if you can move in this direction, there's another future. And if you move in this direction, there's another future. You have choice. And this is the key. Right then and there, when you feel the fearful future, you feel the future closing down on you, feel like you got to go figure something out, you feel pain and suffering, whatever it is, you stop and you flip the quarter. And you say, I can't get there from there. This is my recognition. How I feel right now is my recognition that I'm moving in the wrong place, in the wrong direction, on the wrong path. I'm moving left when I should be going right. I'm going up when I should be going down. And you switch. And that right there is the mastery. One, recognizing this is the opportunity for me to switch right now. I need to switch. I can't get there from there. Or two, saying, I can do this. That it is there. That the solution is somewhere else than I thought. It doesn't work here, but it works here. Do you see? So there's this consistent idea that the mind is trying to tell you that it's over here. So as you recognize more and more, I can't get there from here. I can't. I remember when I really had learned this for myself, because it wants to pull you in, doesn't it? Of course it does. Recognize how much it wants to pull you into this darkness to try to figure out the solution. It's here. I swear, Dave, I got to go change this person. I got to go change my past. I got to go become a better person. I got to go change my body. I got to go get money. You see, all these things are down here. And the reality is, none of it's true. Right then and there, you take a breath and you say, I'm moving in the wrong direction. Wow, that was close. I almost went down. So what do I got to do? I got to go back up because I'm following the wrong belief system. Now, what works for me, and I recommend, is I simply say to myself, I want connection and not separation. This is moving me towards separation, trying to figure out the pieces. I want to connect. I want love and not fear. I want to allow this moment to be as it is because I don't need to change it. There's nothing that needs to change right now. I want to embrace it as it is. That's a powerful statement because that will help you from not going down in that place. I will embrace and allow instead of resist. And what are we resisting? Resisting the other direction. I'm going to pay attention and see what it feels like to move in the direction of my stream just by my own thoughts and feelings, not by the physical world. Doesn't matter. The world doesn't matter. I just want to feel good. I want to align my thoughts in the direction of it feeling good. If things are having issues, you can simply just say, you know what? My hope is that the answers will come. My hope is that all is working out regardless of how it looks like. Notice I'm not moving down and trying to figure it out. I'm just hoping that it's already taken care of. And now you're letting go of your control. And you're moving in the direction of where your source is with the solution, not here. My hope is that all things will resolve themselves. That's a powerful statement. I can allow and embrace this moment to be exactly as it is, and I don't need to do anything right here, right now. I need to do nothing. That's another powerful statement, to stop moving in that direction. Even though I'm upset with that person, I'm going to forgive them right here, right now, and I'm not going to move against them. I'm not going to attack them. I'm not going to defend myself from the world, and I'm not going to be a victim of this moment. I'm going to stop, take a couple breaths, recognize how I feel, and move in the direction and flip the quarter. Things are working out for me. I'm going to find things that I like. I'm going to find positive situations and circumstances that are going on right now. Anything to stop you from moving your mind and your thoughts or your actions in this direction. Does that make sense? Because the more we move in the direction of outside, the more we move against our problems, the more we try to figure things out, the more we try to create guilt or sin or judgment, we get stuck. Because you're taking the power that you could be putting towards love and allowing and embracing and moving it into a place of attack or defense. You see? And it's only one or the other. Just like if you're anxious, then you're taking the energy of excitement and moving it through a negative channel, and now it feels anxious. It's the same energy. And the more you recognize the energy that moves through you can either move in two different directions. It can move towards the problem, towards separation, towards negativity, or it can move in the form of the solution. It can move back towards our source. It can move back towards the heart instead of the mind. You see, it can move back towards love by just letting go and realizing you don't need anything in that moment. I don't need what my mind is trying to tell me what I need. I can actually just be present right now and not need anything. Now I get that could be tough because it's very convincing, isn't it? But the more you do that, the more you'll pull away from this place. And it will become easier and easier and easier to allow this place to be. And the more you allow this place to be, the more you move in this direction. The more you move in this direction, you won't move in this direction. And this will disappear. And that's what needs to happen. That idea of problem, separation, negative, issues, small, weak, all this just needs to be forgotten by not moving in that direction anymore. And the key here is to recognize that we have been moving in that direction, believing it's going to take us to this direction. And that's why we've gotten stuck. It's an illusion. You can't get to the solution by looking at the problem. You can't become strong by looking at weakness. And you can't become abundant by looking at lack. And you can't become loving by looking at fear. And you can't get successful by focusing on failure. They're in two different places. And the question is always going to be, how quick can you recognize when you feel you're there? And how quickly can you move in the other direction without going back into that direction? Become a master of that. Flip the quarter. Thanks, guys. As always, it is up to you what you receive. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share this clarity with you. Hit the like button if it's speaking to you. Otherwise, keep subscribing, and I love your comments. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation.